again, everyone. I am here today with a little unboxing from Appelboom. At least I think that's how you say the shop's name. It is a pen shop in the Netherlands. I have never purchased from them before, but this particular pen was on my radar for a little while, and when I looked it up at this shop, they had a very decent price, and I really liked the fact that you could get your nib tuned and smoothed before it got sent to you. That does add a little bit of time, and they disclose that in the shop. For the listing, they say if you choose tune and smooth, it could delay your shipment. However, it didn't take that long. I would say, how long ago did I order this? I would say I ordered this, maybe 3 weeks ago, but it is the holidays when I'm taping this. So it could take, up to a few weeks extra. But once it actually got shipped, it shipped super fast. They shipped via DHL, so no need to worry about the postal service and any of that. But respect to the postal service, they do a great job normally. I know they're overwhelmed and we have COVID going on and all of that. But the DHL service did ship rather quickly. I'm sorry, you're getting a bunch of beepings from my notifications. Okay, that's gone. So it came in this beautiful wrapped package, which was so nice. This is the second shop I have ordered from in the Netherlands, and both shops have wrapped their items beautifully for shipping. The other shop that I have shopped from is Ackerman, directly in from the Netherlands, and that came in a beautiful package as well that was fully wrapped. So they also sent these little stroopwafels, which if you've never had a stroopwafel, I highly recommend them. They're very, very tasty. My mother is actually from Belgium, which is near the Netherlands, and there's a lot of the same sort of overlap as far as some foods. Stroopwafels are one of them. They are delicious. I highly recommend them. I'm gonna put these off to the side. My only lament was that they were these little small ones, that you would get on an airplane. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this. I have a few potential inks lined up over here on the side. I know that I don't have an ink that's going to match this pen exactly, so I'm gonna kind of pick between 3 different inks I've picked out, and then I'm gonna ink it up and test it today. So let's go ahead and get into this beautiful package. So I definitely want to try and save at least some of this paper. So I'm going to be a little bit careful with, well, there it goes. Let's just open it like a Christmas present, right? Okay, and it has this little sticker. Oh no, and the sticker is very sticky. Okay, so that didn't work out, but I will be able to save some of this paper. So this is a Leonardo Momento Zero pen, and it is not the Grand, and it has a steel nib as opposed to a gold nib, so I wanted to start there, but I've heard really good things about the Momento Zero line from Leonardo, and I really did want to try it. The only thing that I had heard from some people was that sometimes the nib could need a little tuning when you get it, and that is especially why I decided to order it from Appelboom, because they will tune and smooth. So hopefully there won't be any issues with that. So let's go ahead and get in here. It seems like pretty much all the fountain pens that once you get beyond a certain level, they have many, many layers of packaging, which, can be good or bad. I've been saving all of my packaging just in case I ever want to part with a pen so that I have it for shipping out if I ever sell it. So those 2 boxes are off to the side. Now let's go ahead and open it and see the pen. Okay, so it comes with this little booklet here, and oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, this is a gorgeous pen. It is very safely nestled in there. The box is actually quite nice. It's a little bit of a velvet here that is lining the box, and it was very securely placed in that area there. So this is gorgeous. I specifically wanted this color. It comes in many different color combinations. This, and actually I've forgotten, and I don't have my invoice handy. I've forgotten the specific purple color that this is. I will find that out and put a link down below. Actually, I'll go ahead and put the link down below to the Appelboom listing that I purchased it from. And I got it with the rose gold trim. So I am generally more of a fan of goldish, in the gold family trim rather than the steel trim. And but it does depend on the color. Sometimes I do prefer the look of the steel trim, but this is just, I think, a beautiful combination. I'll go ahead and get that close up to the camera so you can really see. And as usual, the camera really doesn't do it justice. I mean, it's so beautiful. And then here they have the, oh, you can actually see that better than I can. Let's see. Leonardo Officia, ooh, I can't make out, Italiana, number 5919. Okay. So I don't know what the number means. I don't think this is a limited edition, but it might be. It seems like most of the colors in their collection don't last forever. They're not like regular colors. And this has sort of an interesting filling mechanism. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a cartridge converter pen, but it does have sort of some extra little things about it. So I will go through that. So let's go ahead and uncap this and take a look at the nib. So I got a medium nib, a medium steel nib, and I just kind of wanted to try that. Medium's kind of my go-to when I don't know which size to get. I thought about getting a stub or something like that, but I figured, you know, the medium is probably going to be the most useful for everyday writing for me. And what I was saying was, so you can take this nib unit off, and there is a cartridge converter, or there is a converter that's in here now. Looks like it has a little bit of water in here from when they tested. And oh, it's super smooth. It's super smooth. So this is a converter that's specific to Leonardo, and it's a little bit long, and I'll show you why that is. So when you close that back up, it actually has a little, what they call a blind cap that comes off the back, and you can use this to just access your converter. So, and then I've done it all the way back again. So it's sort of like, it's a piston fill, it's sort of like a hybrid, but you do have a converter in here. And I kind of like that actually, because then I can take it out and clean it. I mean, that might be a little easier for cleaning. Some of the grande models do have an actual piston filling system. My only concern is losing this blind cap. I'm not sure if I will fill that way, partially because I like to see how much ink I have in my converter when I fill. So let's see. Yeah, let's leave it in that position because I am going to fill it here in a minute. Yeah, so for the first time, I'm going to fill it this way. And then, you know, maybe in future, I will try it out with the blind cap option. But like I said, I really don't want to lose this little bit at the end of the pen. So I'm going to leave this disassembled for the time being. I'm going to put the box aside. Hopefully that won't fall off from where I moved it. So if you had not garnered by now that these pens are made in Italy, Italian original quality, worked by hand from solid bar, which I assume means the bar of resin here that they would then turn on a lathe. Guaranteed for life against any manufacturing defect. Oh, that's very nice. Okay. So if anything ever goes wrong with it and it is a manufacturing issue, I would be able to replace it. So that's nice. And then this is just a little booklet that goes through some images of the pen. This is the blue Hawaii. I was actually thinking of getting the blue Hawaii, but I'm kind of on a purple pen kick lately, and I really like, and this particular purple is a really nice purple. And then it kind of talks about how some of the parts are made. That looks like the pen clip there. It has this sort of distinctive little round bit here at the end, which is kind of cute. And it looks like that's the part that goes into the round end. And oh, and it does have their little sticker from the shop. That's great, so that I can keep this for warranty information and all of that. Okay, that's it. No information about how to fill it, but I know how to fill it because it's a converter, a typical converter system. So let's see. Let me get the inks out that I was thinking of. So I was thinking of Voorhout Violet, mostly because I thought, oh, well, I'm getting this pen from a Dutch company, although it's an Italian pen. It would be kind of fun to fill it with a Dutch ink. I also have Hot Pink by Robert Oster, and then I have Royal Purple by TWSBI. So I'm going to kind of take a look at the pen itself. So here's the Voorhout Violet. That might actually be a good choice. It's obviously not matching. The ink is darker, but I think it might be a nice coordinating color. So let me find these other colors here. I think they're actually further back. Okay, so here's the Hot Pink. I think the Hot Pink would probably be pretty good too with that. Now let me look lastly at the TWSBI Royal Purple. Yeah, okay, so I think the Royal Purple is a little too true purple. I think this does have a little bit of pink in it. So I'm going to eliminate that one. Although I do need to find a pen to use that in because it is a really pretty ink. So let's see, what do we think? Hot Pink or Voorhout Violet? I think that I am going to go... I think that I'm actually going to go with the Hot Pink because there are some sort of pink accents in the pen, and I think it would go well with that. You can especially see it here where there's some inner material that is underneath that you can sort of see, and it is kind of bringing out some of the pink aspects of that. So yeah, let's go with the Hot Pink. Let's put the Voorhout Violet off to the side. Even though that does have a fun mechanism, Robert Oster is always a good ink. So I'm going to put this book aside here. And let me get my Tomoe River notebook for testing the pen once it is filled. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in here. I'm going to turn it upside down. And I do have, let me get that out actually, I do have a paper towel over here to wipe the excess ink off onto. I really should prepare better for these because I often don't get all my supplies out ahead of time. Okay, so there's my napkin. And my converter piston is all the way down. Let's go ahead and fill it there. I do wonder if I should have rinsed it out because they do test this after they've tuned and smoothed the nib, but I wanted to do this all in one continuous video, so I did not do that. So let's see, hopefully it won't make a difference. Okay, getting the excess ink off of there. Put that off to the side. I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to put the cap on for just a minute while I close the ink and get a page ready. Okay, it's such a beautiful, beautiful pen. I really am liking the look of that. Okay, so I really test my pens heavily, so every single page here. I'm going to start using the backs of pages, so you're going to see some of the imprint of what's down below, but I think you can see well enough because the Tomoe River paper is super thin. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and post it. It actually feels quite nice posted. And given the size of this, I think I could actually go for a grand size. This looked a little bigger to me. I mean, with it unposted, it looks rather small, actually. And I think I probably could go with the grand size now that I know that, the sizing of this one. Okay, but it is beautiful. All right, I'm going to leave it posted for now. So this is oh, it's beautiful. Leonardo Momento 0. And this is a medium nib. The nib is beautiful. You know, I don't know what it would have been like had I not gotten it tuned and smoothed, but having it tuned and smooth couldn't hurt. It really is, it writes beautifully. And I actually really like this ink in there. So this is Robert Oster Hot Pink. Oh, this is such an enjoyable writing experience. It's so nice. It's so nice to get a pen and just have it, you know, be super smooth and wonderful right off the bat. I actually am sort of assessing the pens in my collection, and the ones that I don't really gravitate towards or think, you know, what really is my problem with this pen? A lot of them is the nib that I'm unhappy with. So the pens that I have been able to replace the nib, I have been doing that slowly. Some of them are size 6, which is a pretty standard nib size, so it's been easy to swap, but this is not one that I will be swapping. I think I'll actually be doing a future video of sort of some of the pens that I have swapped nibs out on and how it's working out, and some troubles I've had. Oh goodness! And this is actually why I have a little bit of ink still stuck in my nails here. Yesterday I was swapping out nibs, and I literally got ink like all over my hands because there was still ink in one of the pens I was trying to deal with because I didn't want to clean it first because it had a lot of ink and I wanted to not get rid of the ink. Anyway, long story short, I got a ton of ink on my hands, and I had this is after, you know, washing my hair. So there's still a little bit there. But anyway, going back to the Momento Zero, this is amazing. The nib is lovely. I can't imagine how a gold nib by them would be worse. So the gold nibs are quite expensive. So I'm not sure whether I'll be able to go to that level anytime soon. But I may go on the search for a grand, because I have seen some specials on some grand sized Momento Zeros. Okay, so anyway, let's do the Quick Brown Fox. Oh, so lovely. I could write with this all day. Quick Brown Fox jumps over the lazy dog. And you can hear it a little bit on the paper. You might not be able to hear it because my microphone's a bit away, but you can hear a little bit on the paper, but it's just really smooth. It has a little bit of feedback, but it's like an enjoyable feedback. I just think that this is the bomb. I'm really happy with this pen. I'm really happy that the recommendations have turned out to be true. Let's see, side to side and up and down, it's the same because, you know, it's a medium, regular medium nib. And I will show you the nib again. So let's see. You can see it's a round nib, just like most nibs that are medium. It's not super fancy, but it does have their logo on it. And it's in the same rose gold color as the trim. So it's nice to have that. That is a lovely ink in there. This is a lovely pen. Based on this experience, I can highly recommend it. One of the things that I do want to comment on is when I saw the pictures of this pen, I was somehow under the impression that it was going to be larger than it is. And it's actually a very good sized pen. Let's see. Let me compare it to some of my larger pens. Let's go in this little guy here. I only have a couple in here right now. So here is the Custom 823 from Pilot. So that is larger than that. And then here is the 1911 Sailor Large. So it is, I mean, and this is probably why I thought it was pretty large when I saw it, because it's probably about the same thickness at its thickest point as the 1911 Large. And part of it too is I think I've gotten used to larger pens, and I'm actually not afraid of getting, you know, fairly large pens. But this one is beautiful, and I think I am going to go on the hunt for a large and see if I can get a good deal on that. All right, so that's all I had for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below and I'll get to you when I can. And please subscribe so you can keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time. And until then, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.